Good afternoon, good morning, good evening for you folks. This is me all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bobby Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, it is the weekend. I know you people, you're enjoying Saturday. It's the day you just get to rest and chill out and it's always summertime. Summertime is started up. It's getting warm and it's starting to pick up for the season. We have some shows coming up next month. A couple of shows here in the States and some shows overseas. And one lady I have here who just competed a week ago and just earned her first Olympia qualification. She has the big ring right there shining off the light. We have here the lovely Mrs. Sandra Konicevic. If I got a name wrong, you can correct me if you want to.
Yeah, thank you very much, Josh, for having me
Uh,
here in this interview.
all right. She's originally from Switzerland. As you know, there's quite a few ladies from Switzerland, like people like one of my favorites, Jay Fuchs. Also there's Julia Foray. I think there's a lot of women coming from Scandinavian countries. One lady that she works with that I've met was a couple years ago is the big sweet herself, Irene Anderson. I actually met her when I went to Savannah in 2022, which she competed the last year. And as you know, one of my coaches, I am an international player of the Himalayas. That's my man Jerome. So it's great to have opportunity on here. So, ma'am, share a story. What got you started into bodybuilding?
Well, I started 13 years ago. I signed up for a gym only because I was end of my 20s. I was unhappy with my shape. I want to lose weight. So I signed up in the gym and I was always on the bicycle trying to lose the body fat. And in this gym, there was a wall with many pictures of people from that gym who competed. And I was thinking, well, could I ever step on a stage and have a body like this? And I asked a coach who also competed at this time. I asked him, do you think I can do that? And he said, well, it takes years. And I said, well, I have time. Let's get started. So in 2013, 2 years later, I had my first show. And then 5 years later, I was IFBB Pro.
That was you turned pro in 2017, and then you made debut in 2017, 2018, you turned pro.
No, I won my pro card at the Olympia Amateur in Italy, 2018. So my pro debut was the first Romanian show in 2018.
Oh yeah, because that was debut at the Romanian Muscle Fest. I know Monique Jones won that year. A lady who I know who's a friend of mine, Tisha Tiger Street Thomas. Also, that was the last time she competed. And Lena, she has another show coming up in
Yes.
in September, which is the Alina Popa show. And this is also something I also got to meet Alina at Savannah in 2022. It's a pleasure to meet her. What was that like for you? Your first time competing when you get on stage?
The first time competing, I was so nervous. And the first show I ever did as an amateur was Top to Colmar. This is here. I live in Switzerland, but it's close to France. So it's a bigger show in France. It's not a federation or so. The people just can come. It's for free for everybody. So you just sign up, and there are always like 2,000 visitors coming to this show. And it was the first time I stepped on the stage, and I placed in the top 6, and it was great having standing on a stage and showing your body. You have to know I'm an introvert. I come as an introvert person. So it was for me a big step to go on a stage and show myself in front of people and present myself. So this is something I've learned from bodybuilding, to be a more confident person and to develop, to get stronger in certain things in life.
I could say because I'm a bit of an introvert myself. I don't like. I think now I'm more introverted. I get a little older now because I don't want to go nowhere. I always just want to do is my laundry. I go run some errands. I'd rather stay at the house if I can. But there's times it's good to go out every now and then. We got here a person came here, my man, KL the Wanderer. Shouts to him. He says, "Good afternoon, KL." And also, he's always picking on me. He says, "Heidi ho, Carl Winslow. Forget you, KL. You don't look this good. You wish you looked this good." Call me Carl if you like. so so anyway, so you made debut the same year you got your pro card. What was that feeling when they told you now you were IFBB pro?
There are mixed feelings. At the first time, first when you, I was never, I didn't want to get a pro. I was just, as an amateur, and just went to the shows and had fun. And I was like, I was never happy with my shape, so I improved. Went to the next show. I did in my life. I did now as an amateur, I did 7 shows, and I just every second year went for a show, improved. Was unhappy, I improved, and somewhere I got the pro card. So it was not that I was going for being pro. I just turned pro and I was happy. And I was super grateful for this chance to get pro. But on the other hand, I realized when you're a pro, you cannot go to an amateur show anymore. You're a pro. You have to compete with people. I'm not. You know, I work. I work 42 hours a week. So I go to work, I go to the gym, I have some clients that I train. So my day is packed. And I had many concerns. How can I be a pro with so less training and not putting so much effort as maybe others into this sport? So at some point, after getting the pro card, I was a little bit disappointed and told myself, now I'm pro, but I cannot compete anymore at any shows. I can only go on pro shows, but I'm too bad for a pro show. So that's what the mixed feelings. And I was thinking, how can I improve that? Who can help me? And then I had contact with Helle Trevino, and I asked her, can you help me being a better athlete and coach me? And then in 2019, she agreed to that, and we started working together.
Hella Trevino is a top level competitor, a multiple time Olympic competitor, 2-time Wings of Strength, Rising Phoenix champion. As you know, I know Hella and Irene and another lady who interviewed, Gina Carvalho and Jay Fuchs, have started their new team pro coaching, and you're one of their clients. And what's that like work with someone like Hella and some of the other ladies?
Yeah, the good thing is, Hella is, these are women, most in this sport you have men, and they don't understand, what women are different. The hormone system is different. You have to present yourself different. You have to train maybe a little bit different. It is, and also, the posing is different. You cannot pose like a man. So I very appreciate, the little things that Hella told me. We had many talks. I went to her to Venice. I visited her in Mexico. She also gave me a makeup workshop, so little things that you don't you don't really get from a coach, or advisement about bikini and colors and stuff like that. So I very appreciate those things that she gives me as a woman who knows what is important on stage. It's not only training and diet. It's everything. It's the presentation, it's the hair, it's the attitude, it's everything. It's the mental mindset.
Because one thing with a lot of ladies, most majority of coaches are men, and it's kind of like men. You can't just give the same plan to a woman you get to a guy, because it's again, women's biology is different compared to a man. We have natural testosterone, y'all don't. You do have a little small, very minute of it, but not enough to build muscle like a man does. Also thing like I said again, the posing suits. And one thing is that's the thing that separates women divisions. Because if you look at it, I remember how somebody said like this: the women make up a large majority of the IFB Pro and NPC level competitors, because you have so many divisions compared to the men's divisions. And the cost of being a woman in sport is a lot more expensive, because I keep saying this: for the guys, all they got to put on is a pair of banana hammocks and a pair of board shorts. You ladies have to have your hair, like I said, your makeup, jewelry, not just only the tanning and all everything else, but also the posing suit. And you have to bring in this both this muscular but yet a feminine presentation. And that's the hard
Mhm.
part as an athlete is you realize that since you've been competing for a good while.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Hmm. Now, Hella, I think we all know Hella is going to compete at the Olympic this year because, as you know, she's been a two-time women's French champion, which gives her a pass. So, what's that like? You're going to be at the same show with your coach. What y'all been talking? What y'all been saying? I mean, I know your girl talking. I say,
Yeah, I have always actually I have plans and I have already booked flights to Las Vegas to watch Hele at her show at the 60th Olympia. So I really wanted to see her once in my life on stage. So seeing her like that close on stage, I didn't expect that, and it's awesome. And I hope sharing a very good time with Helle. She's not only my coach for so many years now. We have been working now 5.5 years together, or 5 years. But she has become a very close friend. And yes, I wish her all the best for the win, and I will be there. I will be there next to her.
that's good. That's a good relationship with your friend, coach. There's a picture here I found. This is you,
Yes.
Hella. I recognize that lady, Denise Messino. I don't know the other lady who that is. And this was at when was this?
We went to Venice. I was in Venice. That was 2019, and this was a charity walk for kids with cancer. So yeah, we dressed up as superheroes, and we I don't know how much money we raised for those kids, but we had this run there, and it was totally fun with all these athletes together doing something good for kids and people.
Yeah, Hella's Superwoman, and you're Captain America. And I know that's a character that Denise made up. I forgot her name, but I'm a big fan of Denise Messina, one amazing women back in the day. And also here with you, and I think this is Stephen Curry, I believe, and you with Hella together. You know,
No, this is Brandon Ray.
Brandon Ray. Okay, Brandon Ray.
Yeah,
I wish you who it was.
but Curry was also in the gym. I have another picture with him. I think
Uh,
somewhere.
that's
Yes.
pretty good.
Yeah.
You're hanging out with Olympia level competitors. That kind of rubs off on you. You get the knowledge and the understanding. I mean, there's a picture of you I saw on your IG with you and Bodak, who won the show, and also there's a picture with you and Nina Nadia Capasoto, y'all two together, and it's
Mhm.
just this is why I like when you see these competitors come together from different worlds, different countries, and they share a common bond in bodybuilding. And this is why I like to talk about you ladies. Here we got some comments here. This is from
Mhm.
my man, KL The Wander. He says, uh, being an introvert got its up and down, especially a guy, but women can get away with it. Yeah, that's true. Also, he says, yes, he says, when is your rest day? So, what's your schedule like as you're getting ready? Like, what you have a rest day? What's your exercise? What's that? First, I'm going to ask you, what's that least exercise you don't want to do when you're training? We all know what it is. Just say it.
I hate glutes. Like I don't like to train glutes at all.
Well, so from that picture, your glutes were tight. I mean, you do some good job with the glutes.
Yes,
You
but
know,
I don't like to train them. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to. I have so good glutes. It's okay.
well, you got to remember, you got to, everything about the sport is like you have to put everything together. Like, it's a presentation. Your back, I think, was a good back. I mean, have often have said that the back could make or break how you do at a show. And you look, from the back, you look great. It was like a battle between you and Paula. Now he asked, "What was your rest day? What you do on your rest day? You just, I know, was it steady cardio or you just sitting around and watch TV?"
Oh, oh, cardio. No, 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 no. Jesus Christ. And I really I don't like cardio. Like, not at
No
all.
one, no, it's like it's leg day. It's pretty much that's what it is. It's like leg day. You just every bodybuilder hates leg day. I mean,
Yes.
it's like you work your legs all day, then you get up and you say, "Let me try." You feel like a little baby calf just born trying to walk. It's just something to experience that's except for everybody. We have a question from a man, K. Alex says, how long you been
I
in
just
physique?
wanted to answer the question about the rest day.
Okay,
I
go
don't
ahead.
do I don't have a scheduled rest day. I listen to my body, and when I feel like I need some rest, then I do a rest day. And it can be, it's mostly under the week when I feel I'm a little bit tired because I work, and then I just work longer at the office. This is my rest day, so that I have enough energy at the weekend to have a good leg training or back training where the energy is needed. So I don't have really a scheduled day where it's rest day. It's like listen to the body.
Hmm. Yeah. And you say you work. What do you do for a living? What's your job? So people know.
I work as a process and project manager in IT for an oil company in Switzerland.
Nice. So you're kind of like you're a manager over nerds, right?
No, not, I wouldn't say nerd. It's just, I have many meetings, and my job is to find the translation between the language of the technology language to a normal person's language. So I'm in between to make this transition that the project is coming to success. This is my role that I have.
The best way to describe it is like in a movie. You're Neo from the Matrix. You're the one. So you remember in the movie, at the end of the movie, where he's like he starts seeing everything in computer language. It says, and he just says, he's sitting there and just it was. I saw that movie. That was just a great movie. It was one of Keanu Reeves' best next to John Wick's. Um, we have here, Mr. from man Stefan Praise says, congratulations, good luck at the Olympia. Also, Kay,
Thank
I'd
you very
like to
much.
ask you, how long have you been in physique? So, was that the Vision division you started in? As you know, physique has been around for maybe a good 10 years or so. What was your first
Mhm.
division when you started?
Well, as an amateur, I started that was called body fitness, but this was similar to physique. And I did in my life 2 pro shows. This was the second pro shows I turned pro. So also in the first pro show, I was women's physique, and I'm now physique. I'm too small for bodybuilding. I'm too, yeah. You have to be realistic. My strength is conditioning, and women's physique is the perfect division for me.
Yeah, because I think where it was, like, I talk about this how I was a big fan of women's physique. I called it
Mhm.
watered down women's bodybuilding. As you know, back when they kicked out women's bodybuilding from the Olympia after 2014, and Jake Woods, I'm gonna say this every time I say his name, yo Jake, I want that money, I want that gun. Shout out to Jake Wood. He gave women's bodybuilding a place, and now he owns the Olympia, and he gave it back because if it wasn't for women's bodybuilding, you wouldn't have physique, you wouldn't have figure, you wouldn't have fitness and even wellness. Bikini per se was more brought in. It didn't really evolve, but it's evolved with the sport along the way, but it wasn't part of it. And I think the criteria is changing. Like I said again, Paula Ranta, who we were talking earlier, that year before she competed in that show in figure. And
Mhm.
then the year before that, she won the Olympic qualification at that show. And then when I saw she announced that, she's going to do over the women's bodybuilding, the fake physique, I figured like, yeah. I know you're backstage and you saw some other women. This one woman I saw, I follow Female Bodybuilding Channel. It was talking to
Mhm.
her, Amanda Watson. She's a figure competitor. And you feel like that there needs to be a set guideline where certain women might need to go to the division that works for their physique as they grow as athlete.
I didn't understand the question. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Let me say that. Do you think there should be guidelines set where the particular women who are maybe you look at a girl who looks like she's a physique competitor, but she's doing
Mhm.
figure, and you see a physique competitor doing physique, but look like she's doing bodybuilding. You think there should be some guidelines set where which they can move over to the divisions where they belong to?
It's a difficult question. I'm an athlete, and for me, um, I do what I can, and I trust my coach. So I really don't make decisions on such topics. This is something that the judges and the IFBB Pro League have to decide if they want to do more regulations or not. I personally, as a, myself, I don't like regulations because it's too narrow. You never know. Years change. Sometimes it's this or that. So, but I leave it up to the IFBB Pro League what they want to do and where they want to go with all the divisions and the bodies and the shapes you want to see. So I'm just an athlete. I compete. I do my best with diet and training according to my coach's plans, and that is my job.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like one of my favorite fighters, Mike Tyson says, "I'm just a fighter. I just want to fight. That's all I want to do. I just want to fight." And yeah, that's understandable. That's what you focus on because you want to get to that next level. And now you are at that next level, competing in Olympia. It's going to
Yeah.
be a pretty stacked show. I just talked a couple of days ago with Tracy Guile, who just got her Olympic qualification in Toronto. Great lady. I think
Mhm.
she looks pretty good. You look pretty good. It's like I said, it's just you women really putting a lot of work and time to get to shows like the Olympia or even get your qualifications a pro or amateur. Um, Here we got a comment from a man KL. Probably need more women coaches for women, but I don't know if that should matter too much as long as the coach understands their clients. That's important, yeah. But I think most women feel comfortable with another woman. I mean, like one lady, Annie Rivicchio, she does photos. She has her own photo companies with Muscle Angels. And a lot of ladies talk about her being a former competitor. She is a lot easier to work with compared to some of the guys because sometimes guys can be a little weird, like that. Also, this is from a man K. Ellie says, "Muscle women, superpower team." Shout out to he's a fan.
Yes.
Also, you pronounced the Nadia last name wrong, George. She corrected Glenn in an interview with him on Amazon. Who cares? Okay, if she corrects me, that's not a problem. I understand that. All right. You're just too picky. He's too picky. My man K. He also does interviews and topics on women, but he's more about the fan of the muscle women than much of the sport. But I'm a fan of you ladies and love the sport. We're gonna jump into her social media for a bit and look at some pictures and videos. If you want to follow her, her social media stuff is in the description of this live stream. And this will help out a lot of these ladies. She has a YouTube channel, and if you want to follow her on YouTube or also her IG, that helps her in the long run, gets her recognition. But Sandra, I say this because it's a warning. I said to these guys out there, guys, no D pics. Stop it. And I'm talking about don't send those pictures, guys. No, don't do that. Women don't like that stuff. Stop it. Get some help. Yeah, I know it's funny, guys. We talking about I don't like these women, but then they be sending strange stuff. I know I know you just gonna block them, but it happens every now and then, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to comment that.
yeah, I understand,
Honestly.
I understand. Like I said, we was about to say, guys, don't do it. So we're gonna jump into her social media for a bit, and here she is, and this is like one of the photos from the Imperial, and this is a video of her posing. You look pretty good. I mean, I was like I said, you were really the dark horse coming in here because you
Mhm.
had a couple of ladies who competed the show before and they made top three. Then you had Linka Ferrakova, who is an Olympia level competitor, and
Yes.
Paula coming in here, who is a brand new competitor to this division. But you're back. You know, what was the critique the judge gave you from the show?
Well, this at the back is really my strength. This is really good. What I need to improve is just the arms are a little bit small, and also with the abs, I should work there more. So it's just tiny things. I mean, the condition is on top level, so I can do that until the Olympia, and I will do my best to, yeah, to
Yeah,
show up there in a much better shape.
yeah. Like I said, it's just one of the things of improvement. So, like I said, there's you here. There's Paula Ranta. I think that's
Mhm.
Finda Pomali. She wasn't competing for a good while. And we
Yeah.
have Linka and Julia, who I was surprised she's that low. She took second at New York, and I
Mhm.
think that's Suna.
Lincoln.
Yeah, and y'all ladies look impressive. I mean, I wish I could have watched it live, but
Yeah,
I'm here in the States, and y'all come on really early.
but
I
yes,
mean,
all of those competitors, it was so awesome, awesome backstage. It was a very high level, and we had a lot of fun together. together. Really, it was really awesome. Also backstage, I enjoyed every single minute of this show.
Now, when they took and put you and Paula out at the top two, what was in your head? What were you thinking about?
Yeah, what I was thinking was it's top two. Yeah. And then I was thinking of course, now I really have to fight because it's close and I just have to hit every pose perfectly. So yes, that was it, what I was thinking.
Here's y'all with Alinka Farakova. She's giving you a hug and
Yes.
congratulations, and that's pretty cool. And also, as you know, I follow the About a Bit channel. You did an interview with them, and I know you interviewed with them a while back, but this is one right after the show. We're gonna play it, folks. Here she's talking with AJ.
Spain, and when we walked in, guys, Premium Bodybuilding Channel, we've seen Sandra before, but we haven't seen her like this. So I didn't even recognize her coming. I didn't know who it was. I just saw a girl in the hall. I looked really good, but I didn't even know who it was. She said hello. I said yeah, hello, but I wasn't sure who it was because I'm like, who's this? Sandra. We were going to the Olympia. It was a great battle, especially with the top two. You look amazing, but 5 years off stage, and we didn't even recognize you. Please come closer. What are you feeling?
Yeah, just 5.5 years, and I have been a long time thinking, should I ever compete? Because it was so painful and difficult to go back. And with the help of Hella Trevino, my coach, two-time world champion, she helped me physically and mentally to get back here, to believe that I can be an athlete, a pro, that I can win. She was the only one who believed. I never was thinking to go to the Olympia. And now I came here just to have fun, to maybe end my season, to see how good I can place, just to enjoy it. And here I come back with the win. This is so amazing. I hadn't really realized it. So
You're
going to the O.
I gotta just say, it's when you don't even recognize the athlete coming in with so much improvement, the conditioning, the back, guys, the back. We will have full coverage in our YouTube later. We have some routines, but from the back, in the back double, you see the density and the quality, but also like the whole overall look. I think it was very emotional. I think it's more emotional when you get home now, when you eat. I think right now, can you believe it?
No.
Guys, I don't want to call it a miracle because you deserve the win, but the transformation, we didn't even recognize her, guys. Only in women's physique and women's bodybuilding. This is good. Guys, you should feel that. Anyway, say something. The floor is yours, 30 seconds. What are you feeling?
Yes, I feel very happy. I want to thank my coach, Hella Trevino. I want to thank Brilliant Bikinis for the bikini he made. I thank Michelle Brand for the jewelry she made for me, customized. And I thank all my friends, Tamara Makar, Jay Fuchs, Gino Torriero, and every other who supported me on this long way back to the stage and to the win. Thank you guys and all fans. Thank you for watching and helping me. We see us in Las Vegas. Hope, Schweiz, hope. Thank you.
Well, you just dropped some names like I recognize, especially one lady. I'm still good in contact. Tamara Makar. Tamara, I interviewed her. We're still cool. We often talk every now and then. She lives. I know she was over in Hungary visiting her father a while back, and
Yeah, she's now back in Bahrain.
yeah, Brian, and hope that I think she might skip this year. I don't know if she compete this year or not. She's a great lady. I know she's traveling the world, and and that was, I think, really you surprised someone like AJ. AJ going, oh yo, I just think he just didn't because I mean, you surprised everybody when you came in there, and I think, like I said, everybody was always looking at the people who looked like there was going to be, possible contenders, but you just came out of nowhere. And
Yeah.
it's just I mean, what was, like I said again, what was that feeling again when when he told you you're going to Olympia, when it was like it was between you and Paula, and then they called Paula's name out in second place?
yes, that was the moment that I really realized I'm going to the Olympia. This is not, it's not a small thing. This is the biggest thing you can reach in your life in this sport, to go into the Olympia, maybe to win the Olympia, but I don't want to talk about that. But really, to be at this level, there are so few people. There are millions of people who go to the gym. There are millions who dream about being a pro. There are thousands of pros dreaming of going to the Olympia. And I'm now one of the person who has the chance to stand on that stage where thousands and millions of people are live watching me performing. And this is an incredible, this is once in a lifetime experience that, yeah, it's just unreal. It's like a fairy tale to me. And especially, um, I was off for 5.5 years, and this was not only because I wanted to improve. There have been so many struggles in between. Um, I started with Helle in 2019 for coaching. I wanted to go 2020 on a show. I was in prep. There was COVID, and it stopped me. And then I was like, okay, then I train and I will go next year. And then I had an accident. I've torn my triceps tendon here. And then I did a surgery. And a few months later, I had another accident and needed a knee surgery on the same side. So I was training one side, legs and arms, only one side. And the triceps tendon, it took like 2 years until I could really, not the weights, but really I had the feeling back of the muscle-mind connection. It took me 2 years, but the knee was even worse. I couldn't, until beginning of this year, I couldn't do body weight lunges because there was like scar tissue that didn't feel good. I had I had over 2 years physiotherapy here in Switzerland. Every second day, I flew in Nick Chan and physiotherapist from Canada who Hella recommended me for the knee. We worked together, and I did everything what I could to get back to that. And at some point, I wanted just to step on that stage again to feel like an athlete, because in those 5 years, I felt like, not even an athlete. I was sometimes in the gym and I cried because I couldn't really train. And when you are there and you're a pro and your picture's hanging on the wall and people are looking up to that picture and look at you and say, hey, look at the picture. This woman looks good. Do you want to be like her? And you'd say like, this is me. This is so hard for yourself to accept that. And at some point, I fell into a depression, not knowing that I'm good. And at this point, I was also very happy having Helle with me. We started live coaching once a week, where we talked, and she taught me how to be happy with, the little improvements I make in the gym. Just having one training or one set that is going well, and then I have to say, Sandra, you did it good. This was a good training. So it was a very hard time, those 5 years. And the more I'm happy to be on a stage and to win, that was like overwhelming. It was like, yeah, the cherry on the black forest cake. Like, I couldn't do better. And I have to say, I have done this season everything I could do. My body was on the limit. And I can say that I couldn't push harder. I couldn't do more. And I'm so happy that with what I did the best and I placed first.
Like I say, you should be proud of yourself because, I can tell you, Sue, I have, issues with my knees. I have two bad knees myself because, arthritis, and one is like bone on bone. I'm thinking about getting surgery myself because, sometimes it can be a hamper. And then, and Hella, she went through her situation with her shoulder injury. She was out for a good while. She did compete that year. Like, it was early in the year for her. She could make the Olympia, but then she took a step back. And, it looks like she's looking a lot better. I mean, she's been a top 3 competitor in the last couple of Olympias since then. And yeah, it's a lot of, I think a lot of athletes, when you're used to being competitive, when you're used to being active, you do the sport for the love of it. Because, bodybuilding is not a lot of money in it. We talked earlier, you have a job, and, that job pays for your bills. If bodybuilding was more of a money making sport, more lucrative for you ladies, where you can, okay, I don't have to do this job. I get my career as a bodybuilder, that pays, but it's not. And the sacrifice you have to make, the time, the money, the other things you have to put into this, health, recovery, and also the mental aspect of it. People got to understand that this sport can drain you mentally as much as it does physically. I know there's days where you get up in the morning and and you're talking to Hella. She's motivated. Hella's like you. If you remember the Rocky movies, Hella's your Mickey,
Yes.
you're the Rock. You're Rocky. You're Rocky. She said, "Get up, you son of a bitch. Mickey loves ya." And and that's good. You have the support from her, and also Jay, and also Tamar, and Gina. Those women stand in your corner, because you know what, you women do need that support. It's tough. Like I talk about this, how people don't like women with muscle. They make comments, they suggest stuff. Then you have the other side, guys who are too much into women with muscle. There's got to be a fine line where, you know what, you're a woman, you're an athlete, and I respect who you are. And that should be it. Oh, we have some comments here. This is from a man, K. He says, so that's a lot of bodybuilders' kryptonite, leg day. Yeah, that's true. Also, this is from man, Money J says, Neo from the Matrix. That's a good one. True. He says, I was thinking Trinity, not Neo. Well, remember, Trinity didn't really do like Neo. He couldn't read all that stuff like Neo does, but she was there on Neo's side. Also, we have comments. We got a lot of comments here. These guys are so excited. I can't get to you all, guys, so I might skip some of you here and there. He says, says, anytime George goes on social media, I think we should get by now with no D pics. Yeah, man. Sometimes you have to put that one label because guys can be weird. That's all it is. Also, this is from my man KL says, who showed ass pics wore 2000, but they, again, I shouldn't be surprised. Yeah. So now that you're going to the Olympia,
Mhm.
and after this, what's your plans? Because you're going to Olympia, you're qualified. You think you want to do, because there's all a couple of shows. I think there's the Men of Muscle Fest that's qualified for next year, and you've done that before. Or you think, would you want
Yes.
to jump on another show, see if you get qualification again?
Listen, I came now back from the show, and the first thing what my boss said to me was, "You really have to go to the O. You have to take vacation again, and you will be off work. So who will do the projects?" That
Oh yeah,
was
other people. Come on, you can't always depend on one person. Don't they? Don't you have trainees, something like that? I mean, see, that's why I said you're the one. They need you, Leo.
Yes. No, seriously. So for this year, there is like I have to ask for extra vacation because now I spent 4 weeks for preparation for the Emperor Classic, and I don't have any days more left. So I have to ask
Oh,
for extra vacation because I want really to prep for the O, and I have to wait for the decision of the management. So it definitely, after the O for this year, I don't have any vacation left anymore. So I have to work there. So this is my plan to focus on working, to work from morning to evening, night, to catch up with my daily paid work.
yeah, I understand. Because I used to work. I used to hold two jobs at one point when I was
Ah,
younger. I used to work at you might call it a petrol station. We call it a gas station here in the States.
yes.
And I worked at a textile plant. I did that for a good while. Then also I had a job. I worked at as they call it, a gentleman's club at night. I mean, a
Mhm.
job. That's why I feel like bodybuilding, it should be more lucrative for you ladies, so we wouldn't have to pin on a job. Where it wouldn't, like, one thing is, like you mentioned, Michelle Brent. Shout out to Michelle Brent, her husband. They sponsored your jewelry for the show. I'm a fan of Michelle Brent.
Mhm.
Actually, I also saw her compete at Savannah back in 2022,
Yes.
and
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, lady she's been in the game for at least 40 years, and
Wow,
then
yeah, she's.
yeah, yeah. I mean, at
I have so
66.
much respect, you know, with this age in her shape. Like, I mean, this is impossible. Like, I I don't know if there are many athletes in history like her in at this level in this age. Really, I have so much respect.
Yeah, because last year she did the World Championships Masters. That was her
Mhm.
last time. She was 66 that year. And we have someone like Lady House, so I know Melody Horton, she's like 58. I think
Yes,
Irene's like about 56 or 57, I think.
yes. Also, like, wow.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
wouldn't think these women, and also they have responsibilities of raising children because Irene, she has I think 3 kids, and I know Michelle has that one son, and Melly has two, and that's a lot.
Mhm.
What about your family? What's your family or your thoughts when we started competing?
Yeah, that's the thing. Other thing. You know, I was in prep, and May was a very difficult month because my dad, um, he was they found cancer, and the cancer spread out very fast. So in May, I brought him to the hospital, to the palliative clinic, and we didn't know how many days he will live. So next to the preparation that I had to the show and to training and to work, I tried to go almost every day to the hospital, like 1.5 hours there, to drive there, spend maybe a half an hour with my dad, 1.5 hours back home, and to just be there for him. He did survive until my birthday. That was 3 weeks out of the Empro, and then he died. And then it was 3 weeks out of Empro. It was a very stressful time, you know, for me. Then we had to deal with the funeral and everything like that. And at some point, I was like, Helle, I don't know if I can do the show. It's so stressful. I'm at my limit. And she was like, we are going for this show. We can do that. She talked very much into myself that we can accomplish something. So it was a very difficult time, and I'm thankful for my brother who took also a big part into that organization of funeral, so that I had a little bit time, for me and for the preparation for this show and this win.
I can understand because my father, he died about 10 years ago, just coming July. We wasn't that close, but he was my father. I miss
Mhm.
him, but my mother was the one that took care of us kids. There was 6 of us, and she took care
Wow.
of us. And she died doing the 2020 when because she was always sick herself because she had seizures, she had strokes, she was diabetic, she was in early stage of dementia, and to watch her, this woman who stood strong, took care of her family, raised us, and I took care of her, and I could feel your pain about losing your dad because you know what, the first love for a girl is always gonna be her father. That's the man that you set the standard by
Mhm.
anybody else when you meet in your life. And us boys, our mother's our best friend. A boy's best friend is always gonna be his mother. And my condolences to you and your brother and the rest of your family. I
Yeah,
know it's
thank you.
hard. I know he was proud because you was his daughter. I know what when you told him you were getting bodybuilder, what was his mindset when you started competing? What was his feelings?
You know, my dad, he immigrated from former Yugoslavia here. He came in the 70s to Switzerland, and he was working every day. Uh, he didn't have school or anything. He worked 12 hours a day, and he has accomplished very much in Switzerland. He has a house, he has an apartment. He's wealthy. And he always said, you need to go to school, you need to go to work. Sports is stupid. You're doing some bad effort you could do in career instead of, yeah, it's all true. But it's not, the career is not my passion. I found passion in sports. So we had always like a little bit, we didn't at some point we stopped discussing about sports and anything. The times when I visited my parents, we talked about the garden, about the weather, about all other stuff, but like diet, sickness, sports, that was no topic. We never talked about that because we know it will end in a fight, and this is not worth. We are still a family. We have different opinions. We are a different person, and everybody should do what they like. So yeah, in the end, my dad said he is happy if I'm happy. So I know that he will be proud of me watching from heaven down and saying, well, if you are happy with the win of the emperor and the convocation of Olympia, then I'm proud of you, Sandra. So I'm happy. Yeah, I'm thinking he will say that.
Well, like if any father, I don't have children myself, but like if any father, I will apply for my children to do what they want to do most and take pride in what they do. Especially, like I said, my parents, they didn't barely have that much schooling. My mother, she finished up about fifth, sixth grade of elementary school. She started working and taking care of us. And, for a family, that's good because I know I've talked to ladies that sometimes the family don't support them. Comments or they say, sweetheart, I don't want you to get too muscular. I don't want you to be too manly. That's always the most popular one. Then friendships change because the fact is you're doing a sport that no one really understands. Bodybuilding's been around for a long time. It's not as popular as like football, hockey, baseball, soccer. These sports has been around for a good while, but it's a sport that it takes a lot of work to it. It's not as easy. One thing about bodybuilding is always that the suggestion of steroids, but the fact is it's in every sport. It's not just in this one sport. It's in every sport. It's in medication, but it's so easy to pick on bodybuilding than it is to pick on the other sports. Here, we got here comments from my man, Kayla, one that says, yet you have to watch out for calling out for work too much. My boss yesterday chewed my ass yesterday for calling out every week. That happens. Also, this is from Kayla. He says, he will return 2000. Beware of the chaos. He's talking about this guy named, Balls Deep. He's been MIA for a hot while, so I don't think it will happen. Also, it's from a man, Warrior 2000, says, Wonder or Dear God, just getting over him. And also, this is also from a man, K. He says this, pull it up here. It says, we all have a temporary stay on Earth, and that's true. We only have one life, so life is precious, but make the time of it where you can. And also, he agrees with me. He says, yeah. And I got more comments here from man Warrior 2000. He says, it's from Warrior. I'm trying to pull it up. My computer needs. I need to get a new computer. It's getting slow. Wait a minute. Yeah. Well, forget about it. I don't know why. It's just my computer. I just need to give myself another one. Just one I've been having for a good while. But yeah, it's good that you found your goal in life. Mm-hmm. And and there's a lot of women who competed for a long time, never even stepped on stage on the Olympia. But now, after took that time off, I feel time off probably did help you because you rejuvenated. And you have people like Hella, Tamara, and Gina, and the rest of the girls in your corner supporting you. After the show, what was that thing you wanted the most? That thing that, because you're on a diet. You can't eat this, you can't eat that, because everybody said a bodybuilder diet is very restrictive. You sometimes get a cheat meal every once in a while, but then you can't eat everything that you see. You gotta, you're mostly on rice and broccoli or carrots and quinoa. What was that thing, Sandra, that called you? That thing that brought you joy and pleasure?
I don't know if I should really tell that here. So for those, just close your ears. What really happened? Because my dad died, and I had a very hard time. And when I'm in stress and not in good mood, I come from a place where I was when I was younger, a binge eater. So it can happen, and did happen. So 2.5 weeks before the show, it did happen that I had really a binge day. So that means really, I don't count the calories, but it can go over 5,000 calories in 1 hour, So with, with a big Black Forest cake, 1 liter of ice cream, with 1 kilogram of bread, with a whole jar of
Peanut butter.
chocolate cream, with everything what you can imagine, cheese from one end to the other. So after the show, I really didn't need some more food. I already had everything before the show. So,
Yeah, I know. I've talked to ladies quite often. Says some women they are very strict and say, you know what? No, I'm not gonna have anything afterwards. I'm just gonna go back to my diet. But then, like I said again, you've been dieting. You're sometimes you might be hey, be at work with your coworkers and they're eating, a burger and fries and and say, hey, what you eating there, Sandra? I said, nah, I'm just having some broccoli and chicken and a little bit
yeah,
of quinoa.
this is
It's just
the major thing that I have in the office. I can tell you how that is. Mondays, this is the normal week that we have. Monday is like people are stressed and they don't eat lunch. But Tuesday is Pizza Tuesday. Wednesday is Burger Wednesday. Thursday is Cordon Bleu Thursday, and Friday is McDonald's Friday. So
oh, I like to work
they're like,
there.
Sandra, today is Wednesday. Do you come for food truck burger Wednesday? And I'm like, no, I had my rice and chicken. So it's very difficult, because at work they don't understand that. Like, you're eating always the same, so you always get these comments. But the diet is so important.
Mhm.
You have Without the diet, you can never have a good shape. Like it comes all together, like diet, training, and all the mental and thing. You have to be, you don't have to be perfect. You can have cheat meals and everything like that. You don't have to be very strict and to avoid everything, but you have to be like 90% on it. And then you have to think you cannot go so social with people. I cannot go and drink alcohol all day long. I cannot go for this junk food. I have to set my priorities and tell myself, yes, I do it. And it was worth all those years that I spent being alone, not going out, not eating those food. They pay off. I've now qualified for the Olympia. So, yes, just think on the big goal, not always the small things.
Yeah, it's good because people got to understand that. I said again, Bible is not about what magic pill you take. It's about consistency, following a diet,
Yes,
following your routine. Doing the stuff that most people don't want to do. People don't understand that there's so much work to this sport. It's not as simple. If you who's is does Hella with your nutrition, or you have somebody else?
yes. Helen just does everything. She does nutrition, training, mindset, everything. I just come to her. It's for me the easiest. I can outsource everything. I have one person who takes care of me, and she knows me, for such a long time. She exactly knows when something is wrong. She knows, Sandra is there, and she needs this. So this is for me a very important. So this is something I also I don't understand with other athletes why they switch all-time coaches year after year, because you need some consistency also in coaching, that the coach learns how you work or her body reacts. So yes, I think also a big part of this success is being such a long time with Hella together. And of course, Hella is herself an amazing athlete, an amazing coach. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, because I know like some ladies they do that switch because sometimes with a coach it's like could be a situation where a coach gives that same kind of plan if they have a male competitor and they give them the
Mhm.
same plan to give for the woman. It doesn't work. Sometimes it's just about finding the coach that gets you that next level. I know Hella she was with Nasir, but then now she switched over to David. And before that she was with Shelby Starnes. And then
Mhm.
she switched after that, and Nasir took her to that second place at the Olympia back in 2021. And it's about you and Hella have a good relationship. That helps out too. That you come together. She's the one to motivate you. Like it's again, she's your Mickey to your Rocky
Yes.
and and it's sometimes when you find that right person. I've known people who been with a coach for years because they know everything about that person, how they work, how they develop, how they sleep, everything. and that helps. I also have a good understanding. Sometimes the coaches do, okay, you're one of my clients. You got, these guys got like a stable of clients, and then sometimes they just, can't even just separate that person from that other person. But it's good to have a relationship with Hella, and she's doing. And like I said, I can't wait to see what she's going to bring to Olympia. I can't wait for you to see what you bring to Olympia. We got here, from here, we got my man, Kia says, you don't switch up your diet. Some items like plant-based or veggies. So, I know most people don't do the plant-based stuff because sometimes all it is just taking that plant and forming it and putting more additives to it. I remember I did an interview with a lady who's a vegan competitor. She mentioned that. Also, this is from my man Chaos says, everyone can't be a bodybuilder. The best way to say it, the great Ronnie Coleman said like this: everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but no one will lift a heavy ass weight. And also, this is also from a man, Warrior 2000. Yeah, the women who signed Bad Rap and was on George's channel is the clear winner of Portugal Pro period. He's talking about that. I just did a signing for Sherry Priami. As you know, Gina, she's a Bad Rap sponsored competitor, and also Hella promotes Bad Rap.
Yes.
I know I got a pleasure interviewing Eunice, who runs the company. She's a great lady. This is a true story. Eunice was at the Olympia back in 2022. And this is my pride and joy. That year, she saw, this is my favorite person, Andrea Shaw. I love her. And, I know I bring it out every time I do my interviews because this is my pride and joy. And she had, I hear so much about how nice a person Andrea is. She actually, let me see, I got it here. Let me find it. Oh, yeah. She actually.
I'm looking forward to meet her in person.
She autographed it.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah.
I mean,
wow.
I think she's a beautiful person. Like, other than Hella, who else do you admire in sport?
When I started the sport, I was always looking up for, in women, I was always looking up to Helle Trevino and to Alina Poppa. They were my favorite shapes there. And I was so happy when I turned pro that I met Alina Poppa, I met Helle Trevino, and also Linda Murray. And in men, I started bodybuilding when Jay Cutler was on his top, and I remember he came once to Switzerland for a posing, and I got there an autograph and a picture with him, and I was so happy. I looked up to him, and I also met at FIBO Ronnie Coleman. I have so much respect of these top athletes who love that sport and everything. And when it was 2019 in Venice Beach, I had the chance to met Curry, and I also met Charles Glass as a trainer. And it is really like all these famous people, from the magazines and so on, and you always looked up. And it is so nice meeting them in person and seeing and be part of it.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm a fan of Hell Tree, Margie Martin also. One of my favorites back when I was coming up was Vicky Gates, this beautiful woman, great physique. Iris Kyle, who is, top level 10-time champion.
Yeah.
For men, I grew up tail end around Lee Heaney when he was competing in Mr. Olympia. Arnold, even though I'm kind of like Arnold, stuff I hear about him and what he has done, where he pushed out the women's divisions from his shows. That's where I'm not gonna get too much into it, but fan Arnold, the Schwarzenegger, I think there's amazing competitors over the years. The sport has evolved, in the last few years, where it's grown. Like I said, it's more women's divisions. You have wellness now as a new division. Women's bodybuilding. It seems like it's because of people like Andrea and Hella and Sherry Priami just mentioned, and Alina Popa. They're really giving it real life now. There was one point they said that she was doing a live stream, and they said that all people that qualified for the Olympia, who's been a Rise Phoenix champion, they can still compete in the Olympia. And Hella says, nah. Alina says, nah, she's done. She's not. I think I don't know, maybe down the road or something like that, but it's up to her. This is from a man Warrior. He says that he always pick it up. He says every interview he wants to show off that book. Yes, because my friend Eunice sent it to me. She sent it for my it was in November. It was right after my birthday when I got it. And you
Oh
know what?
wow.
She had to send it, but she did. So quit hating. You hating, KL. You'll be a hater. Uh, yeah, also, this is from my man Warrior 2000, KL the Wanderer. What would it take for George to finally meet Andrea Shaw on his channel? That would be the greatest day of his natural life, to see the one woman in person. Yes, it would be. So that's the question.
I think
So
it's crossed that you can get this day soon.
I would love to. I would love to have her on here. I mean, I know she's busy. She's like this. She's prepping for the Olympia, also the Rising Phoenix.
Of
I
course.
mean, I follow her on social media. I post stuff. She's a beautiful woman. She gave women's bodybuilding a new life and some more attention. Even your division where people like Sarah Vilgas, where she's stepping up. She's putting up $15,000 for the Texas Pro. She's stepping up there and
Mm.
shout out to them. I respect you ladies because, like I said, most men wouldn't be able to do what y'all do, to get up in the
Mm.
morning, to train, to work out, follow a strict diet, to get up on stage. You're half dehydrated, you're tired, you have to smile and just move around, your body's sore. I know there's days where you say, you know what, I just want to stay home in my bed and sleep. But like I said, you're determined to be on there as you are an athlete, as I said again. And that's one thing, you have to have determination. It takes a lot to do what y'all ladies do.
For me, it means so much if I hear from people like you who understand what it takes. So sometimes I hear, oh, you're going to the gym. I'm training also. So sometimes I'm thinking, well, it takes a little bit more, and to hear that you understand what it takes, and this is really a professional sport. It is like every other professional sport. If it's a runner or I don't know what, they also put a lot of work into it. A swimmer. So we are also professional. We also do our cardio, our trainings. You need our recovery, and to have everything on point, to have this perfect shape on stage. And we are proud to present this perfection to the fans, to show them every time what is achievable. And we're also happy for everybody who's watching and supporting us, because without the fans, without those who buy the live stream or come to the shows, we wouldn't have the chance to compete. So we are happy to have a show. We are happy to step on stage, and we are just happy to have the chance to follow our passion.
It's good because this is a passion. It's not about the money. Like I know you don't get much money in prize money, depending, like the men do.
Mm.
You have to do the sport for a passion because you love doing it. Like I said again, there's so much risk but little reward. Like I said again, the cost of traveling to the shows, the cost of buying food for your preps, the time you have to try to convince your boss to let you go off so you can go to Vegas and compete for your first Olympia. You don't want to miss that. I mean, was it last year you had so many competitors that had issues with their visas, so they couldn't make it. Hope your visa's in order, so cross your
Yes.
fingers. So
No, I don't
and
need a visa. I just I can spend. Yeah.
uh yeah, and you have like people
Yes.
like Michelle Brent who's sponsoring you, and you have other people. You have any more sponsors other than that?
No. No.
uh Well, I think that
I'm
would
not
help.
really famous. So
Well, like I say, you don't have to be famous. Sponsorship helps for athletes because especially as this sport, there's not a lot of money in it, and sponsorship helps, especially for your cost of travel, for all the stuff like your posing suit. That you're looking at your suit company is pretty good with you and reasonable. It's just so much to it. I think this is what I would like to see. I would like to see some people say, "Hey, I saw your performance at the in Spain. You're a great lady. You really did well at your job. I want to sponsor you if you're interested in it. Help you when you for your cost, your travel. We set you up here so you don't have to pay your room and board, and we take care of everything else. that does help you as an athlete, especially in the
Mhm.
wallet in your pocket. But you sometimes, Sandra, you get these guys saying, "Hey, Sandra, you're one hot Swede. So if I do a favor for you, will you do?" No, no, guys, don't do that. Be respectful. This is a woman. This is an athlete, and she has a passion for her sport. So if you're interested in sponsor her, be genuine in your interests. Don't have no ideas of what you want, only ideas of what she wants. Um, we have here a comment from a man KL, the wonder says, "Do you go dates once in a while to socialize with people? Am I just asking?" So you mostly work. So you don't have really time a lot to socialize, especially between training. So
Yes, I can tell you, I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. I go for training, then I go to work until maybe 5 o'clock in the evening. Then I do usually a normal training again, and then I have a training client until 9:30 in the evening, and then I go home. I cook my last meal and go to bed at around 10. And next day I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So in between, I really don't have time for anybody else.
like I said, sometimes it's good to make time now and then, but you were focused on this opportunity at Olympia. Sometimes the social stuff can step to the side. Maybe once everything's done, maybe one day you and your coworkers go have a beer and just kick it, enjoy it, say, talk about your experience going to Vegas and being to Olympia. That's good every now and then. We get here from my brother, Kate, Gucci 23. It says, "Hey, George, Chat, and Sandra. Hey, you there, brother? How you doing? Appreciate you coming through." So we ain't gonna hold her much longer. I know she probably just got off of work, 42 days a week, 42 hours a week.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to work here in America. We work a lot more. Sometimes we work in like
Yes, I
six
know, I
months.
know, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I look, I don't work anymore. I don't worry about that, but I kind of miss being around with people and hanging out. And um, as a competitor, what would you like to see most for yourself as a bodybuilder?
Can you reformulate the question? I'm
Well,
not,
what
didn't
would you,
really get what you want to.
what would you want out of bodybuilding for yourself?
This is a difficult question. Um, as a bodybuilder, you strive for perfection. You want always to have, bigger shoulders, nicer abs, I don't know, wider lats, something like that. So yeah, this is why I go to train, just to improve myself. And I think the most important thing what I want to have is just to have a healthy body that works, that I feel the muscle, that they are here, and that I can also, when I age, that I can healthy age and be able, if I'm 60, 70, 80s, to walk the stairs, to carry my food home, to be independent and healthy, and yeah, live long. This is what I want, and to stay, as long as possible healthy. And bodybuilding and doing sports and eating healthy is the right way for that.
I expect that. I know I wasn't even, I do try to eat a little healthy, but I'm not a bodybuilder. Sometimes temptation, we have more temptation here in the States than you do in Switzerland. I think the other day, me and my nephew had to do some errands and we stopped by McDonald's and he had some burgers and I had burger and fries. It's a lot to the sport. People got to understand. And people like yourself, you deserve all you put into it. You went to Spain, hadn't competed in nearly 6 years, beat out some top level competitors, and now you have your ticket to the Olympia. And I gotta respect that. Most people, like I said again, can compete for years and never get that opportunity. And this is a once in a lifetime opportunity you never want to miss. So, folks, like I said, I'm not going to keep them too longer. Also, it's my man George is intellectual in this stuff. I'm not. I'm just like I said. I often say this. I'm just a muscle person with black buff chicks. That's all. I'm just a little bit smarter than you. So, and also, he calls me Professor G. George. Thank you. And also, This is from Mickey Else. United States is the country with the high fat. That's true. We indulge a lot of it. And also, this is from my man, War 2000. The wonder is appears that the way then you see it, George knows his stuff. I know a bit. Doing interviews with women like Sandra and many others, I get to learn. And this is the thing is just why you ask these ladies, talk to them, realize these are women, and they'll tell you their stories if they're willing, and open. Don't be weird. Don't be annoying. Don't be whatever else. Just respect them. We might have some little technical problems. Oh, wait a minute. I think she. Let me see if she's okay. Let me. All right. And let me see. Wait a minute. Here we go. There we go.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, the internet connection was bad.
Yeah, I know how it is. Technology is a pain sometimes. So anyway, uh,
Sometimes.
yeah. Uh, anyway, I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate you for this interview. I hope you all the best. Maybe if you ever want to, if you're here when you get to the Olympia in the States, you want to do an update after the show, whatever. You're welcome guest. I welcome you ladies to come back because
Yes.
one of these
I
days
would
I would
like to,
love to go.
yes.
Yeah, one of these days I would love to go to Olympia if I could afford it. I got a car in the shop. Oh God, so money with a car. God, I just I wish I could burn it down. But where I live in really like a very small town, very country. You need a car to get around. But yeah,
Yes.
you're welcome guest here every time you want to. This is from my man KL Warner says, stop downplaying it, George. I'm not downplaying, I'm just being honest. Also, this is from him, he says, everyone can't talk to these women. Well, like I said, not everyone, but this is the way how you talk and how you present yourself. She wasn't hesitant at first, but when I give her time, say, okay, cool, whenever you're ready. She came on. We've been talking a good bit. This is why I say this. Y'all ladies need more recognition. Like also, she has a YouTube channel, and algorithm for women's bodybuilding on YouTube is not as big. But if you follow her and be subscribed to her channel, it's in the link of this live stream. That will help her out. Maybe you can do some, maybe I know it's hard to squeeze in the time to keep your YouTube channel up, but maybe a little like progress as you going along, getting ready for the Olympia, something like that. Maybe Hella can help you set something up. She's been standing beside you all the time, and then like I said again, you're gonna be at the stage with your coach, stepping there with the big dogs and competing with some top level competitors. This is from a man. War 2000. It takes discipline, commitment, and sacrifice that these ladies put their bodies through. And that's true. So before I let you go, we have anybody who wants to say thank you or shout out to?
Yes, of course, I want to thank you, Hella, for all this, what she did for me in the last 2 years, and that she brought me from a pro to an Olympian. I want to thank Michelle Brandt for the jewelry she made for me, Vicky, who made the bikini for me. Then I had a couple of friends who helped me very much. I had my
Yeah, we have technical difficulties again, folks.
massage therapist Sandra, who and all the friends, gym, and people who hit me up on Instagram and just say that I'm doing good. All this motivation that comes from you and the support from the fans. I really want to thank you because you're the ones who help us and made our sport big and make us pride to show us our bodies on stage and to present ourselves, to make our passion becoming true, our dreams becoming true, like the Olympia.
Well, like I said, ma'am, I got a quote from one of my favorite movies, Batman Begins. It says, at the end of it, it says, when Jim Gordon said to Batman, I never got a chance to thank you. And he turns around and says, you never have to. Because people like myself, like Female Body Channel, other content creators on women's bodybuilding, we are fans. We want to see you succeed. Like I said again, you could probably hit the top 10 for this Olympia or top 15. It's just about what you condition bring in, what Hella got planned for you. I think she has the blue book where probably can get you into that top level. And like I said, in the future, there's always more opportunities. You know, like I said, bodybuilding's not going anytime soon. And like I've told quite a few times, people have told me it's not a race, it's a marathon. And it's about the time you take as you want to grow and develop and where you want to see yourself in the future. Okay, here's some comments. This is from a man, Warrior 2000. He says, I'm out. You all next time. Peace out. Thank you, Warrior. Also, this is from Money J 2024. He says, pleasure to meet you, Sandra. And he want to say
Thank
bye. Yeah. You should get to put little hearts up. He said, you know, getting little hearts up, fellas. So, folks, as I said again, I'd like to thank my brothers KL, the Wanderer, Execution 23, Warrior 2000, Stephen Prey, Money J 2024. All you will hear who watch this video, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media, support Sandra. If you can, either you can do this. Two things you can do. Buy the live stream for the Olympia or go to the Olympia itself. I know it costs, I'm not ready to go on a plane and go to Vegas. I just not ready because, you know, but I might try to catch the live stream because there's some ladies I know who compete in that show just to support.
Yes,
But
live stream is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. This is from my man, Davis Adams. Before he heads out, Davis, he come in late, Davis. He says, hi, Sandra. You know, he came in a little late, brother. But I'm going to say I wish you all the best of luck. I mean,
Yeah, thank you
tell
very much.
Hella, you know, like I said, no need to but I do appreciate it. Tell Hella hello and all the other ladies. I hope everything goes well for you. A lot of success. And like I said again, keep doing what you're doing. You're getting there. You're getting there.
Thank you very much. I will. And thank you for the interview.
Well, you're welcome, man. We appreciate it. So, folks, we'd like to thank the lovely Miss Sandra Navachik. If I got a name wrong, I want to apologize again. We'd like to thank everybody who was here, who watched this, share this video with people, share it with yourself. Also, I said again, the social media links for Sandra in this description of this live stream. If you missed the live stream, you can watch it again. You can follow Sandra on her social media platforms. She's also on YouTube. So maybe, you know, get her some more subscribers, maybe get her monetized, make a little money on the side, and just support these women. It's a lot of work. You know, like I said again, you know, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but no one lifts as heavy as weight. Anyway, thank you folks for coming through. We appreciate your time. It's your man, Always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. We're out. Have a good afternoon, good evening, and a good night.